Yo, happy Easter, everyone that celebrates. We've got a bit of a later deadline today, but because my usual deadline stream routine is starting pretty bright and early, I thought I'd do the same this morning. So yeah, I hope everyone's well. We'll probably catch some people in different time zones and stuff on this stream, which is the full intention, basically. Give them a chance to get a bit of deadline chat in or whatever. Yeah, double game week 33. Big decisions to make. I'm on my bench boost this week. Yeah, I still haven't fully decided my transfers yet. I spoke about them on my team selection video, and I'd be to be honest, I wish I could say I'm sure about what I'm doing, but I'll be completely honest with you. I don't know what I'm doing this week at the moment. So we're gonna form those opinions when we get into things. I'm just gonna tweet to say that we're live at the moment for the hashtag FPL. We have tweeted. Right. How are we all getting on? I'm 49k overall. Had a little bit of a red arrow yesterday, but it kind of is what it is, right? You've got to take it on the chin. Good morning, Crown. Good morning, Leander. Joel, good to see you, my friend. Good morning from Toronto. Great to see you. Liam, oh man. You can probably hear it in my voice. That was absolutely incredible yesterday. I mean, what would you say our percentage likelihood of playoffs is now after that? Because I turned my big light on. I got the sneezes. Yeah, man, crazy. Thinking of going Bowen over Rodgers. No, I would go Rodgers, personally. Joel, good to see you. Dazzler, good to see you. Bench boost indeed. Yep, some decisions still to make on mine, though. Ben, it's great to see you, man. Ben, of course I can check your team. What's your... I don't know if this will help you instead. Does that help you? Rather than me check your team, does seeing that help you? Morning, Laura. I hope you had a good time in Italy. I enjoyed seeing your Instagram posts. Utility Massage, good to see you. Griggle, good to see you. Harry, Zushins, Dylan, Abbas, T-Bone. Yeah, 75% chance. I like our chances. Would you pick Trossard, Saka, or Marino? Saka. CT, I've got 2 Villa, 2 City, and then 3 of the other teams. I'm in a very similar position to you, mate. We'll talk about that in a second. Morning from Bratislava. Huge. I quite like Palmer to KDB. Nice one, Laura. Be careful where you get your lasagnas in Florence. I would suggest. I learned my lesson the hard way. Florence was beautiful, but I just got really ill. It can happen everywhere, so don't let that put you off. Should we have a look at your team, Ben? You're a member. You absolutely deserve to be looked at. Nice one, Dazzler. You have to tell. I've forgotten what your team name is, mate. We'll have a quick look while you're here. Oh, Daniel, mate. I'm absolutely buzzing. Let us know what your team is, Ben. We'll get it looked at. The only thing is, it doesn't have assistant manager as an option on Draft Hound. Oh, brilliant. Forgot. Interesting. I've spelled that correctly. I'm going to find your name if that's all right. Oh. Oh, there you are. It's got spaces. I thought it'd mucked you up. I'm pressing save, but nothing's happening. This is your team anyway. So I guess if you're on your assistant manager, you're not playing your bench boost. I do really like the team, mate. For me, it's whether you want to go for Pep or whether you want to go for Arteta as your assistant manager, I suppose. You could also go for Emery, but I guess, what's the league like at the moment? What's the league table? Oh, you got Martinez in goal. Okay. Yeah, I like it, mate. If Arteta's in goal, Martinez in goal, Arteta assistant manager, I think it's a good way to play it, mate. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I need to sort out my captaincy, don't I? It's on Marmouche at the moment. It's on Marmouche at the moment. We need to change some players around. Hopefully that helps you, Ben. Just let us know if you've got any more questions. I've still got your team open on the tab if you want me to help you at all. But yeah, with my team, I spoke about it on my team selection video, and the two transfers that I could consider are doing something with Dan Burn and Murphy. But I could bring myself to sell Dan Burn without too much regret. But I'm looking at Jacob Murphy, who, let's be honest, he's been in sensational form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attacking returns in his last 4 games. He's got Aston Villa away as his fixture, which I don't think is too bad of a fixture. The only question is, I've already got Rodgers, so I already own who I think is the best Aston Villa midfielder. The two that I could get are Asensio and Rashford. So, I think both of them are relatively sensible picks. It's just whether, is Rashford worth a transfer? Is it worth using a transfer to sell Murphy to Rashford? That's my decision. And then the other decision I've got is what to do with Dan Burn. Now, I've only got 2 Man City defenders. 2 Man City players. I think Ruben Dias should start both games of the double, but you know what Pep Roulette is like. So I could go for Ruben Dias, play him against Everton, Aston Villa on my bench boost. Or I could go for someone like Conor Bradley, who has Leicester, but then he carries risk because whilst it was my opinion that I don't think Trent was ever going to play for Liverpool again, it certainly doesn't look like it's going to play out like that because he's going to be on the bench, according to Arnie Slot. But it's just my camera lens cap. I'm fiddling because I'm thinking. Do you know what I mean? So I've got a really tough call here. And you know what, Owen? Conor Bradley not playing the full 90 might not be a bad thing. If a defender gets subbed on 62 minutes while he's got the clean sheet. I don't think that Newcastle keep a clean sheet against Villa, to be fair. I do think Villa score. I haven't activated it yet, Looney Tune. I've got it, but I haven't activated it yet. Yeah, it's going to be subbed on 59, isn't he, Nixie? You're absolutely right. So and also, hang on, I need to do something. Bear with. Sorry about that, guys. Where was I going? And also, I was going to show you the fixtures. Bear with. So there's still a chance, right, that we're going to get another double game week this season, which is going to cause another blank. I'm just going to pull up Ben Crellin's Twitter a sec. Here's the game week schedule, right? Here's what we're looking at. So we got a double, obviously, this week. A blank in game week 34. The team that I have this week, I'll have for 35. I'll have it for 36, where a fair few of my players have a chance of a double, right? And then there's also a blank in game week 37. And a lot of my team are going to blank in 37 at that point. So I'd quite like to have the transfers in hand to deal with game week 37. So I don't think I can take out both Burn and Murphy. I think that's a bit too reckless. It's just, I think Dan Burn's the one I sell, but who the hell do I buy in defence? That's kind of my decision making at the moment. I saw Freddie was in the chat earlier. Good to see you, Freddie. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the chat. Dylan, yeah, man, it's absolutely going to be like that. I think we'll get some City team news. I have some things to do this morning. So that's why I've gone early with the stream. There will be other people live, I'm sure, who will probably have some leaks later on. Any chance? Yeah, so we should get some City team news. Noble Gent, mate, good to see you. Hope the rowing's going well and it's not too tricky looking after the kids with the missus away. If that's still going on, I'm pretty sure that's what you said to me. Don't burn for Kivy. I've already got 3 Arsenal, mate. I wish I could, but I've got Saka, Raya, and Saliba already. Wan-Bissaka. I heard that Wan-Bissaka is out. Let me just check. I heard that Wan-Bissaka is injured. So, sorry, guys. And I've also got... am I right in saying that Wan-Bissaka is injured? Or someone just chucked in a bit of news? He is a doubt. Manager thinks he'll be fine. There you go. Good one, Noble Jet. I like it. Milenkovic or Livramento in for Munoz? Oh, mate. What? Why would you sell Munoz? No. It's either a City defender or... Yeah, I agree, mate. Or nothing. The thing is... God, I can't bring myself to bring in another Man City defender, but I think it's probably worth doing. It's Diaz, isn't it? Or no one, really. But then I'm going to get... I know the Pep Roulette is going to screw me if I go for Ruben Diaz. By the way, it looks like... How many people have we got on the stream at the moment? 140 people watching at the moment. Thank you very much, by the way. May I add? 158 is going up. I just want to say, if you're enjoying the stream so far, please leave a like rating. People asking for team reviews. I will do... How about this? We'll see how many likes we're on. We got lots of content to come as well, by the way. Not just team reviews. I'm not going to do them yet, by the way. I'm just checking. If we get to 100 likes on the stream, I'll do five team reviews. Obviously, members, that's part of your members' benefits, right? So if you want a team review, you could consider becoming a member as well, or donating to the stream on a super chat. But any members, if you want to put your ID in the chat at any time, I'll come and look at your team. I'll go look at your team. But yeah, I'm happy to answer questions and trying to work out what to do with my team as we go forward. Let's have a look at Freddie's team. He's been a bit temperamental though, draft hand at the moment. So I am trying, but I can't actually load up someone's stream team. Yeah, it's not. Doesn't seem to like it. So we have to look at this screen if that's okay, Freddie. But I don't think that's the end of the world. Yeah, I think this is a really good team, mate. What are you doing? Are you bench boosting or not bench boosting? What are your plans, mate? Captain Raya? I would not captain Raya, mate. I would not do that. I would captain an attacker. That's what I'd do. Bench boost 33. Okay, mate. I think if you're bench boosting, how many free... I can't see your free transfers either. How many transfers have you got, mate? You got 3 transfers. Okay. Well, I'd definitely get rid of Gabriel and I'd just straight swap him for Saliba. I would do Palmer to Saka. And then I think you've got to make a personal call on Wan-Bissaka. He should be fine, so I'll probably play him. And then maybe you're in the same boat as me. Is it worth using a transfer to sell Dan Burn? I would definitely just do Gabriel to Saliba, Palmer to Saka. I think you can afford to do that. How much is Saka? 10.5. Saliba is 6. We might be able to. Hopefully you're able to. If not, I'd probably go for Kivior instead of Saliba for Gabriel. That's what I would do. And then it's quite a similar question as me is, chat, what do you think? What do you think? So I think I'm going to stick with Murphy. I'm going to trust in good old Jacob Murphy. I've got Areola against Southampton. I've got Konza on my bench. I can't bring myself to sell Murphy. So I think I'm going to stick with him on my bench boost. And then I've got Dan Burn. What do I do with Dan Burn? I don't think I can keep him. Thing is, Freddie, I personally, I don't think it's worth using a hit to buy a defender. So I can see you've got bringing in Ruben Diaz there for a hit. I'm not totally convinced I'd do that. I'm not totally convinced I'd do that. Nor am I massively convinced I'd sell Murphy to Rodgers either. I don't think O'Reilly is a defender though, is he? Even then, I'm not. I just don't trust it, mate. Sorry. Oh, I'm on the wrong man. No, he's not. He's a midfielder. That's the thing. So that's another. FPL Tom rightly picked this out, right, when I did a live stream with him. So on the most part at the moment, the two starting. Sorry. The way that Man City are lining up at the moment with, what's his name? Mateus Nunes right back, and then another player at left back. The players that are playing fullback are listed as midfielders in FPL. So if Man City keep clean sheets, apart from maybe Rico Lewis, I guess, coming in, there's only two defenders who can get kind of the bonus points for that. So it means that Guardiola and Ruben Diaz, if they both start at centre-back, are going to do really well for bonus points. So yeah. Maybe burn to Ruben Diaz is the play. Because Ruben Diaz has played 90 minutes in the last 6 Premier League games. And in that time, they have kept 3 clean sheets. One of them being against Tottenham. Obviously lost to Forest. Yeah, maybe I could go for... He's dating Maya Jama as well. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I was all kind of planned in doing Murphy to a Villa mid, but I think he's back training. He's not back fit yet. I don't think he'll play. I'm so in between what I should do here. Should I sell Murphy to Utility Massage? I've got the exact same question, mate. I think I'm going to stick with Murphy. And also, I think those two Rodgers fixtures are not the easiest either. I think it also depends on like your transfers, like the number of transfers as well. Freddie, I think that's absolutely fine, mate, to be honest with you. I wouldn't take a hit for a defender. I just play Dan Burn. Brighton are not all that good this season, I don't think. I just don't think it's worth the hit. Sorry, Laura, I missed your team. Have a look. I think, was Paul in the chat as well? I missed him. The chat's gone so quickly this morning. I missed a few other people. Paul was in here as well. Apologies, Paul. Bench boost active, 3 free transfers. It's got to be Gabriel to Saliba. And I would probably do Savinio to Rodgers. And then you're in the same boat with me as what do you do with Dan Burn? I think I would do Gabriel to Saliba, Savinio to Rodgers, and then what do you do with Dan Burn? And then Murphy, yeah, but for me, mate, I'm on my free hit next week, so I don't really care about the fixture next week. And he's got Brighton away in 30, which I think is a good fixture. And then it's a double in 36, so I could be getting rid of him for that anyway. You know. My pleasure, Freddie. Oh, my mate, Noble Gent. I've got to do something with you, mate. That doesn't mean you have to come to every stream or anything. I just thought it'd be a nice thing to do. Thinking of getting McAllister, is it a good choice? Nah. Not for me. Oh, that Akanji quote. It's killing me, man. Is he going to play? So, if Akanji is back, though, does that really impact Diaz at all? Because surely it just means that he plays centre-back and Guardiola's at left-back and Ruben Diaz takes the left-sided centre-back position. Surely that's what that means. Am I wrong in thinking that? Sorry, Ryan. It's just members. Well, you can join as a member if you like or whatever, or send a super chat in. But it's just members in super chats we'll do team reviews for the time being until we hit 100 likes. But then you can never trust the pet roulette. What are the fixtures as well? So I don't think he can. I think he's be fine for Everton. But then it's what do they look like? What do they look like for Villa? I think it's Diaz, Akanji, Guardiola, like that, and then Mateus Nunes stays at right back. Do they risk Akanji? I think they probably play him in that game, don't they? I think Burn to Diaz is a smart move. And I guess the one thing you can say about Man City is they still have something to play for. They still have something to play for, don't they? I can afford it. The only single game week players I've got then are Salah, Murphy, and Isak. I think that's pretty good, isn't it? Let's be honest. Oh, and Areola. So I will have a bench full of single game week players, but they're 4 of the best players in the game. Yeah, of course, Niels. You're a member, man. Cheers, Noble Gent. I appreciate that, man. That's a cracking team, that. I don't think I'd do anything with it, mate. The only question is, do you do what I'm doing and sell Livramento for Diaz, I suppose? I can't, unless I can. Oh, it's work. Is it working now? Oh, there we go. I can see your team. Yeah, it's just whether you do Livramento to someone, I suppose. Oh, well, then they got Kuzanov as well, haven't they? Oh. Can I be completely honest with you? Thank you, Bosniak, for the super chat, mate. Yeah, for you, Niels, you've done Murphy to Rogers. Okay, fair enough. It's just a case of whether you sell Livramento, and I think you're in a very similar boat to me on that as well. Everything I'm saying about Dan Burn applies to Livramento as well, I think. I think my wildcard, mate, I'll be honest, I'm sorry this is a really boring answer. I think it'd be very similar to this team, but I would probably have Rashford in it. Yeah, I'd probably add Rashford in for Murphy. If I was on a wild card, I'm debating whether it's worth using a transfer to do it. So I think it's a different context. I think if I was on my wild card, I'd pick Rashford for a punt. And then I'd probably pick Diaz as well. I would probably pick Diaz. But this would pretty much be my wildcard team, I think. I know it sounds really boring. This is basically it, but it is, you know. FPL is not that exciting at the moment in terms of picks available because of the fixtures and the way they've lied. It's just the way it is around double game weeks. We all kind of know the 2 or 3 best players from each team. And you've got to pick the 2 or 3 best players from the teams that have a double game week this week. It's just the way it is, unfortunately. So I really appreciate the super chat. Sorry I can't answer your question in what might be an interesting way, but yeah. I think when you look at the fixtures, I think you've got to be careful about 37 and 38, right? Because we're going to have a potential blank in 37. Most people using their free hit next week. So you've got to make sure that you're covered in game week 37. And then game week 38, you're going to see rotation from teams that have their position in the league wrapped up. Like Liverpool, by that time, are probably going to rotate a bit. Other teams, Arsenal at that time, they might rotate if their position in the league is right. You know, if they're, if their place in the league is completely safe, some of these teams are gonna rotate, or they might just be on the beach come Game Week 37 anyway. You know, so I think that could be a time of, I wouldn't say, well, I guess excitement, but that's where things could turn basically. But we're not there yet, of course. Top 10 travels at Lake Bled. We love that, mate. Any advice on Jota? I wouldn't pick him, mate. I wouldn't pick him. Yeah, let's have a look, Looney Tune, because I'm a little bit unsure of that as well. Chips. Any free transfers are maintained. So, however many transfers you have this, yeah, they're maintained basically. Sorry, I'm going to sneeze. Because I'll do a fourth option for other, but excuse me, but if you suggest to me three players as captaincy shouts alongside the other option, I'll put it on a poll. I guess it's Marmoush and Saka as top two, isn't it? Rodgers, interesting. Interesting. Sorry, guys, bear with. Cheers for the super chat, Nasser. Would you do Eze to Palmer, Gabriel to KDB, Saka, Kivior? It might sound outrageous. I'm not sure I'd sell Eze. I think I'd do Palmer and Gabriel to Saka and Kivior, yes. But in fact, you might be able to do Palmer and Gabriel to Saka and Saliba, unless you've already got Saliba. But I'm not sure I would use a free transfer to buy Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, Salah. All right, we'll go Salah as well. See where I'm coming from, Nasser? But I wouldn't rush Eze out of my team. And I think if you can do Eze to Kevin De Bruyne, you can do Gabriel to Saliba. I would do that, I think. I'd do Palmer to Saka, Gabriel to Saliba, and then I'd leave Eze in my team. Oh, Daniel, yeah. What about Odegaard, indeed? You go for him if you want. I wouldn't pick him. Would you take a hit for Palmer to Saka or Palmer to Kevin De Bruyne? I think I would if I were to captain the player that I was bringing in. I think I would take the hit. I'd especially do it if I was captaining the player I brought in. I would not do it for a hit, Carl Valencia. I'm considering doing it for a free transfer, and I've got two. I wouldn't do it for a hit. If I had to take a hit to sell Trippier for a Man City, I wouldn't do it. I don't think I'd do that. I don't like taking hits for defenders. Yeah, I'd consider it. It depends who else you don't have. I think Rodgers is a great option too. Oh, Matt, honestly, mate, I don't know. I don't know how many minutes Saka's going to get. I don't know. I don't have a gut. I can't even form a gut feeling as to how many minutes Saka's going to get. What about you guys? I can't even form an opinion because I'm so unsure. Am I stupid for thinking that? I think it's anyone who says that they are sure about. Well, it's just my opinion. It might sound a bit harsh, but anyone who says they're sure about the minutes that Saka's going to get, I don't think they can be. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing out there to suggest anything about Saka. I would completely agree with you, Johnny. I'd also add Kivior to that list as well. I think Kivior's been great since he's been playing. Wouldn't want to lose him. It's mad, isn't it? You got an Arsenal double game week. An Arsenal double game week. Yeah, because of where they are in the Champions League, the league means nothing to them. Well, it does, but you know what I mean. They're not prioritising it. So yeah, already we've got 110 minutes, 130 minutes. He starts both games. So in 4 comments, we've got 4 pretty much completely different opinions on how many minutes he gets. I just don't think anyone knows. And I know this probably doesn't sound. Maybe I should be more solid on my opinions as an FPL content creator, but I'm just being honest. I don't think anyone can be sure about. Can be sure about Saka's minutes. I don't think anyone can. I'm just going to see what. So this is a Man City predicted lineup for anyone interested. Whistle or Sarr? Sarr for me, mate. I'd go Sarr. I think Sarr is fine. I'd go for Sarr. Go for the double game weekend, mate. You get 4 points basically just if he plays, I think. Which is basically the equivalent of Wissa getting an assist. So yeah, that's the Man City team. Well, prediction according to Disable. Let's see if we've... Actually, I've got to be careful showing my Twitter feed on screen. Just going to flick it off a sec, guys. Just see if we've got any leaks. What has Jump the Wave done a double game week prediction? Oh, accidentally went full screen. Thank you, Bosniak, by the way, for the donations. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I would definitely go Sarr. People really unsure about the Villa team. They don't think Rashford starts, but 55% for those, so that's not that sure. Mateta for me over Murphy, definitely. I think Mateta takes penalties from now on for Palace after that one. Not really interested in Spurs. Good to see you, Paul. I missed your message earlier, mate. Apologies for that. The chat was going a bit mental. Oh, God. They got 46% for Saka. Good to see you, Paul. Yeah, I'm doing well, man. Oh, God. No, I think Wan-Bissaka should be okay. He's a doubt, but Graham Potter said he should be okay, is what I read. No, there's nothing, is there? Nothing has built my confidence in Saka's minutes by looking at that. All right, the bench boost is active, ladies and gentlemen. The bench boost is active. Put Saka in the starting lineup, or Salah in the starting lineup. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do Burn to Diaz. I think I'm going to do it. I do think Marmoush is the right call as captain, though. I do. I think Kluivert's still out, Dazzler. I see where you're coming from, Brian, but I think Marmoush needs a bit of credit, you know. You look at his recent performances, he's got pretty good underlying data. He's not lit the world on fire, I wouldn't say, but he's been good for Man City. 7 attacking returns from 9 starts. hasn't necessarily played all the minutes in those games either. With no Haaland, who do you think takes penalties and free kicks for Man City? It's going to between Kevin De Bruyne and Marmoush. It's going to be hard to not let Kevin De Bruyne take a penalty, but I would argue that it could be Marmoush. And even then, I think Marmoush will be on the pitch for a bit of time when De Bruyne isn't. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts. Odin, why are you activating bench? He's got a pretty good bench, mate. I've planned this for a while, man. Let's zoom in. I'm going to make another transfer, by the way, just for your information. I think I'm going to do Burn to Diaz, but we're staying without doing it at the moment because I don't need to commit yet. Yeah, Gundogan might take penalties as well. It's a very fair point, mate. It's a very fair point. I don't mean this as disrespect to Gundogan because he's achieved a lot in his footballing career, but I'm quite surprised that they extended his deal. I don't think he's been that good for Man City this season. I don't know about you guys, but yeah. I think I'd start Bowen, Paul. I think I'd start Bowen. I don't know, Adolfo. I don't think Villa are the best team defensively, my personal opinion. And I don't think Everton are either. Under Moyes, Everton aren't as good defensively in my mind as they were under Sean Dyche. It's just the fact that they couldn't score either at all under Sean Dyche. And I don't think Villa are all that good defensively either. And I think I'm going to go for Marmoush. Good luck to you too, Bosniak, mate. KDB or Isak? Oh my God. Would you be using a free transfer to buy Kevin De Bruyne? Or are you on your free hit? If you're on your free hit, I'd probably go for Kevin De Bruyne. But if you have to use a free transfer to bring him in, I'd stick with Isak. That's my opinion. I think that's a fair comment. The thing is, Brian, with the bench boost, I know I've been bigging it up because I'm playing it this week, but I think it can quite a lot of times be disappointing. And I think you could do worse than what you've got at the moment. I think you could do worse. I guess the question is, when you look at the fixtures on Ben Crellin's Twitter account, do you see it being more useful in a future game week based on gut feel? If gut feel says yes, save it. If not, I just use it. And even if it's close, like 50-50, I'd use it because it can be quite disappointing. It can be overhyped and disappointing. As Paul said, he's got him 6 points last week. KDB or Saka? I think I'm still saying Saka. I get Kivior or Odin if you can afford Kivior. I'd get Kivior. Nice one, Noble Gent. Obviously, the bench boost can pay off. I'm not saying it can't, but sometimes I think you're best off just using it. I got Foden and Burn. I wouldn't take Dan Burn out for a hit, mate. Yeah, still only 77 likes. I said if we get 200 likes, I'll do some team reviews for the public. But we're still on only 77, it would appear. I might need you moderators to help me out when we do the team reviews as well, because, yeah. I'll talk about that when we get to it. Madge is so close. My opinion has shifted, though, and I think I'd say Rashford over Asensio, just because I think he's going to take penalties when he's on the pitch. I think their minutes are similar, but Rashford should take penalties. So, yeah, that's my view. I hope so, Flacker. It was an incredible goal yesterday. I was shocked when it went in, to be honest. I almost forgot to celebrate because I was so surprised that it went in. Dazzler, good luck with your week, mate. I hope We have a good time in the pub. Would you choose Arteta or Pep this week? I think I choose Arteta. Use a free transfer from Savinio to Rodgers. Yeah. My gut feel is I would do that. But what I want you to think about your opinion on Savinio's minutes. I want you to, Dan Lynn, let me know in the chat what your thoughts are on Savinio's minutes, because I think that should be factored into the transfer. My opinion is I'd swap him out for Rodgers, I think. But I want to hear your opinion on how many minutes he gets. Because I think Rodgers gets 170, 180, basically plays every minute of both games. But as for Savinio, I don't know. Personally, I don't have a strong feeling. Very risky. If you've used the word very risky, I'd get Rodgers. And also ask yourself, if you went for Rodgers and Savinio did really well, would you be more upset in that scenario? Or if you went for Savinio, if you kept Savinio, he didn't play at all and Rodgers did really well, what scenario would you be more upset in? Think about that. Hold Asensio and Murphy, or take a -4 to get Rodgers and Bowen. I think I'd hold him. I think I'd hold both this. I think I would do Asensio to... I would consider Asensio to Rodgers, and I think I'd keep Murphy. Sounds mental. A sideways move from Asensio to Rodgers, but I think I would do that. And then you don't have to take a hit. I don't know why you went for Asensio in the first place over Rodgers, though. Foden in for Rodgers? Absolutely not. Luka Dean out for Guardiola? Yeah, I like that. Danu, I'm in the same position, mate. I can do Murphy out to someone for free, and I don't think I'm going to do it. Can I do Murphy to Bowen? No, I can't. I don't think I can. Bowen's like 7.5, isn't he? I don't mind Bruno to Kevin De Bruyne, mate. I'm not sure Bruno plays with 7.5. Can't afford it. Hi, Tom. Would you do 2 frees to get Cucurella and Fernandez out to Kivior and Saka? Yeah, I'd do that. I'd do that. Bench boost 33 or 36. No free hit. 1 free transfer. 2 million in the bank. Arsenal, West Ham, Man City, Villa, Forest, Newcastle, Crystal Palace. Midfield, Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Arsenal, but no Villa. Forwards, Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Man City. Yeah, I mean, for me, mate, if you've got no Villa mids, I would really consider bringing in Rodgers. I think that's a smart transfer. Bowen is an option as well, but I'd probably go for Rodgers. And then I think you could bench boost that. Thing is, you know that the players you have in your team this week are fit. You know that their teams kind of have something to play for in the position that they're in. You have more information, I think, to use your bench boost now than you will in 36 as well, if that makes sense. So you might be able to have a more optimal bench boost if everything goes to plan in Game Week 36. But half of your team could get injured between now and then, and you're in trouble. So I'd probably use it now while you've got a decently put together team. I think that's where I'd go. Hopefully that helped you, Duncan. Thanks for the super chat. -4, Asensio to KDB and Murphy to Saka. Already got Rodgers. Nah, not for me. I wouldn't take a hit for that. I don't think. I'd just do one of them. Would you start Van? No, I'd start Bradley, I think. I think I'd start Bradley. Yeah, I think I'd start Bradley. Closer to sticky. Yeah, I think you could do worse than sticking with Palmer. No, Eduardo. The only thing is you can't captain a player that's on your bench. I think that's the only thing you need to worry about. Looking ahead, if you have free hit and can field 9, oh, I'd be tempted to leave it Rod Garza and see where that leaves you. And I wouldn't do Livramento to Diaz if you're not using your free hit. I'd just keep Livramento. I am 50 points behind leader bench boost today. I have Foden, no Saka. Leader has Saka, 2 transfers. What were you? What's your question, Tim? Might end up keeping Palmer, Ruben Diaz for Burn, and keep Murphy. That's where I'm thinking, Majd. Palmer to Johnson. Oh, God. I would just do Bowen. Would you sell Palmer or Murphy then for Rodgers? I think I'd sell Murphy. Extra hit. I didn't get the context. So you have to tell me a bit more about next week as well, mate. On bench boost, 3 free transfers. Do I drop Isak and Bumo to Wissa and KDB? Oh no, mate. That doesn't sound right to me. No, I wouldn't do that. I think I would do Burn and Livramento out, but I wouldn't do the other 2. Well, Ali, I think Amarin literally said on his press conference that he's going to play the kids in the Premier League because the Europa League is the priority. So, I mean, I follow Man United. I would say even Bruno Fernandes's place in the 11 is at risk. I really do. He plays. I know he plays every minute of every game, but this is it's a different stipulation now. It's not about Bruno's fitness or whatever. It's about Man United winning the Europa League. For me, mate, I would get Bowen from West Ham or no one, Ryan. I like to set up how my bench would actually look like so I can see how many points I gained. Fair enough. I will do the same for what it's worth. Cortex, I'm really well, mate. Hope you're doing well too. I'm going to attempt. I'll show you. The gym that I'm going to this morning, you'll like this. A bit of a change of conversation. But the gym that I will be going to this morning has a car that you can deadlift. So I'm going to attempt to lift that today. I don't know how heavy it is. There's no weight on it. But it's like a hex bar in terms of the setup, as you can see. And I can do about 180 kilograms on a trap bar. What do you reckon? Could I lift a car? We'll find out. I'm going to go for it. Do you reckon the back wheels off the ground lift of a car is about 180 kilos? It's a Ford Fiesta. They've stripped out the interior. Let's see. I think it's pretty cool, isn't it? I mean, just have an attempt on it. Burn to Bradley. Suman, I'm thinking of doing Burn to Ruben Diaz. And also, I'm not sure that Connor Bradley is that good of a long-term option anymore. I was of the opinion that Trent was never going to play for Liverpool again. And it just doesn't look like it's going to play out like that. That's not very nice, Rommel. What's your height/weight? I think I am. I am like the stereotypical 5'11" /6 foot guy. So that's my height. I think genuinely I've been measured on like 3 or 4 occasions. Once I got measured at 5'10". Once I got measured at 6 foot, and once I got measured at 5'11". So I really don't know. I'm probably just 5'11". And I weighed myself this morning. And I'm bang on like 80 kilos. I don't have very much body fat on me at all. 5'9". Yeah, maybe. I don't really have much body fat, to be fair. If that helps at all. Height of the hair. That is true. That is true. Cortex, far away, man. You don't have to ask me to ask a question. What if you go from Isak? Oh, I'm not going to do that, mate. I don't trust Watkins' minutes enough at all. Yeah, if you're free hitting, I'd go Bradley. I think. Yeah, I'll go Bradley on free hit. Mazdan, at the moment, I'm on Marmouche, mate. I'm going to zoom back into my team. Voider, I don't think, if you have that budget, I don't think you can replace Burn. I think you have to stick with him. Insane Gamer, good to see you, mate. How many minutes do you reckon Rashford gets? Not enough. Just don't know, to be honest. I just don't know. Would I pick Rashford on a free hit? I think I'd pick Kevin De Bruyne instead. I'd pick Kevin De Bruyne or Bowen instead, I think. Could you scroll up a little to my eyes following on from yours? What does that mean? I'm confused. What's wrong? My question to not eyes. Mate, that doesn't make sense. What? What's the question? I don't get the question, man. You're gonna have to explain it to me like I'm an idiot, because I don't think I understand. You've got KDB Saka already. I'd go Bowen, I think. I asked a question higher up. I see. Thank you. I have no free hit, so I either roll this week, use 2 free transfers, and take a -8 to field 11 and 34. Or I get Rodgers, bench boost, then I only have 1 free transfer. Would have sold Murphy for a blanket, thus I just think I'd make as few transfers as possible if I was in your position this week. Because you look at Murphy, Murphy has Ipswich next week, and if you're not free hitting, you'll want Murphy next week. So, yeah. Just Rodgers from Villa enough? Yeah. I mean, I picked Contra on my wild card because I could, but I'm not massively confident in him. I think he might get like 3 points this week, if that. Nice one, Pete. That's mega. I would say, though, there isn't really, and this sounds really boring, but it's the game state of the game of FPL at the moment. There isn't like a... You've got Bowen, you've got De Bruyne, you've got Rashford and maybe Asensio. Those are kind of the fringe players that people might not have that you can pick. Maybe Ruben Diaz as well. But other than that, I think the pool of players available is quite small at the moment. I really do. Or maybe you could go for Kivior as well. Murphy or Savinho to Rodgers, Burn, or Nico Williams. Murphy or Savinho to Rodgers, Burn or Nico Williams to Konsa, and Gabriel to Saliba. Oh, my head's fried from these FPL. I can't answer that. Why am I getting confused by that question? I would do Savinho to Rodgers, keep Burn, Gabriel to Saliba. Would you keep Foden? I'd transfer him to Rodgers, I think, or KDB. Yeah, I think I'd get rid of Foden. Yeah, Marino's an option as well, I suppose. I would not sell Salah to get Saka. No. Is Rico Lewis? No, I don't think he gets enough minutes. I wouldn't recommend it. Too risky. Edison has made things messy for me. I'm sorry to hear that, Jemima Unicorn. Or what is Edison's current fitness status? Because I would consider just getting Ortega in your position. I don't know if that's a good shout or not. Likely going to Martinez, Saliba, Rogers, Areola, Kivior, Savio. I like the first one, Martinez, Saliba, Rogers. I think I'm not massive on. I think I'd actually have Areola over Martinez. You know, I don't like Paquetá. Just don't like him. I only like Bowen from West Ham, really. I'm selling Mateta to Cunha. No, I wouldn't get rid of Mateta. Why would you sell Mateta for a double game week? I just wouldn't do it. Nice one, Cortex. Love to hear that. Noble Gent is your man when it comes to running. You should definitely follow each other on Twitter. Noble Gent's been on somewhat of a, well, I wouldn't say somewhat. It's more than. It's an inspirational journey with his running. It's been great. It is Cunha. I think Cunha starts, yeah. He's in my predicted lineup. Rogers or Rashford? Rogers. Edison is out for the Everton game. I think I'd still probably go for what Jemima was doing. Ross in the chat. I think that's Ross. Marmouche for captain. He's my captain, man. It's got to be. I hope you're keeping well, man. Has there been much YouTube content from you recently on the old Pokemon channel? My mate Ross in the chat as Sharktopus has got a fantastic Pokemon pack opening channel, by the way. It's very addictive. Would you transfer out Murphy or Mbumo for Rogers? What are your plans, mate? I need more context. When are you free hitting? How many free transfers have you got? All of that's factored into your decision in my mind, mate. There's more to it than just, should I do X player for X player? My mate said he saw you in Greg's. I did, man. That was really cool. I didn't even get your mate's name. I was a little bit shocked because it was on a Sunday morning in Greg's. And I was pretty tired, to be honest. I didn't really sleep that well that night. And a lovely bloke came up and started talking to me about FPL. And it was really lovely. And because I was so tired, I forgot to ask what his name was. So, Jake, I really appreciated that. That made my day hearing from him. He was a lovely bloke. But yeah, I just didn't get his name. I regret not asking for his name. We got Adnan. What would you rather do, Adnan? That is the question. Should I sell Palmer's to Rogers rather than Murphy? Oh, who's better then? So what you're basically asking me is who is a better long-term option out of Palmer and Murphy? And I would say if you're not free hitting next week, I'd want to keep Murphy. I wouldn't pick O'Reilly, no. Alanga, maybe. I just think you could do a bit better. Free hit depends on what your team looks like, Demetrius. It's not the worst idea in the world. It just all depends on your team, really. The packs are insane costs. Yeah, I guess that's the only downside to that channel, isn't it? We'll hope to see some videos soon. I'm sure you've learned a lot about content creation, even if you can't make another video, mate. I'd love to see you do something else on YouTube. I think you'd be great. Genuinely, well, this is why I've started, although it's been a bit slow recently because my life has been crazy. But I think there's a future, right? And this might sound a bit mad, but there's a future where AI, right, replaces a lot of jobs. You go on ChatGPT right now and ask it pretty much any question, and it can answer it with like 98% accuracy. I think there's a future, and this is just my opinion, where AI takes over quite a lot of jobs that people do. And we will all have to be, I think our roles are going to be more creative in the future. And I just think YouTube works so well where even if, you aren't like the outstanding person in your niche, or your niche is like saturated with different channels, etc., you will still have an audience drawn to you. Like you will still find an audience. And I just think there's a YouTube channel for everyone, basically. I really do. About anything. So that's why I've started the coaching business. But yeah, anyway, that's my thoughts, mate. I'd love to see you make another channel if you Can't make this one work because I think you've learned a lot. I'm not sure about Luca Dean, no. I'm in the final week of AM chip after the Glasner disaster. Is it worth making a -8 for Gabriel out? I would just do Gabriel to Saliba, I think. Bench one of Concert. I'd bench Concert. Sub Milenkovic for Tarkovsky. No, I'd start Milenkovic. Tarkovsky's got Man City. I'd start Milenkovic. The only reason I have Concert is because I was on a wild card and I saw there was a chance he could have 2 consecutive, like 2 double game weeks. I don't actually think he's that good. I just thought he would have 4 fixtures. I love that Cortex. That's the other thing I'd say about the free hit as well. The free hit allows you to pick more punty players that you wouldn't want to spend a transfer on. So that's something to consider on your free hit as well. I've got 2 transfers and I'm going to use one. I think I'm just going to do Burn to Ruben Diaz, but I'm likely going to wait until we get some team news. I answered that already, Mr. Solver, mate. I think I just do Gabriel to Saliba. I'm not sure I'd take a hit to do that, and I'm also not sure I would get rid of Glasner as my assistant manager. I think I'd stick with him. No, mate, I'm free hitting next week. I'm on my bench boost at the moment. You can see my bench is surrounded by, I can't tell what colour it is because I'm colourblind, but it's surrounded by that like light blue colour. I think it's light blue. I'm on my bench boost, which is very easy to activate and have on your team by accident as well. But I'm free hitting next week. I don't have much budget. Want to do Burnout Bradley in. I have free hit. I just don't think it's worth it, mate, because then you're stuck with Bradley long term. And well, I think Trent's going to play for Liverpool again, which is not what I thought. And then the fixtures after Leicester are Spurs, Chelsea. They're not great, and they probably have the league title wrapped up anyway. So I'm not sure about Bradley. If I forced you to remove Marmouche, I probably could, yeah, just for long-term good fixtures and the fact that he's decent. Probably do that. It's a strange question. Assistant manager, I would go with whatever this says, mate. Pick whichever double game week assistant manager you're not tripled up on their teams, I guess, from, if that makes sense. Oh, I don't know if I showed you this, Ross, if you're still in the chat. I bought a new car. I should probably show you the new car. And I also needed to talk to you about Glastonbury as well. I've been meaning to do that. Oh, honestly, man, if you're sitting, I don't know if you're sitting in the chat, my life has been crazy over the last couple of weeks. There's a lot to fill you in on. I'll send you, if you're still in the chat, I'll send you the new car. I want to go to sleep. Should I just do Ruben Diaz or Canate? I'd do Ruben Diaz. If you're happy to sleep through team news, I'd do Ruben Diaz. What are your plans? That's all right, mate. I think I'm going to do Burn to Ruben Diaz, but I'm going to sit on it for a bit longer. Wait, see if we get any leaks. But I think I'm going to do Burn to Ruben Diaz. You can't see my team. I just realised that. There you go. I'd go Munoz, mate. I'd go Munoz. I trust in Munoz. Last week was a blip, in my opinion. My plan was to move Isak to Watkins, and Murphy to Savinio. But not too confident on those, I would agree. Oh, 5.1. You might be forced to stick with it, mate, at that price. I think you could consider Bradley, but you need to think about, do you want Bradley in your team long term? That's a question to ask yourself. How much is Kivior? Can you afford Kivior? And if you can't, I think you can just stick with Dan Bone, to be honest with you. Munoz just couldn't handle the Geordie power. No, exactly. Newcastle they're on one, aren't they, at home? They're just on one in general at the moment, I think, aren't they? In terms of their form, they're really good. I've got a quiz. I've got an FPL quiz as well, and I think I need to have a coffee. You know what? We've been live for nearly over an hour now. I haven't had my coffee, and I haven't done the quiz yet. We got 374 people in the chat. How many likes have we got? Let's have a quick check. We hit 100 yet? I said 100 likes, and I'll do some team reviews. Oh, we're well over 100 likes. No one told me. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the quiz, which is going to allow me to go and make a coffee between the questions. And then we'll do 5 team reviews from the public. But the way I'll do the team reviews is I'll put a message in the chat asking for your team names and IDs. And if you submit your question or your team ID before or after 5, I'll allow 5. I won't count it. So do not, if you please don't spam your FPL IDs in the chat, because we've got 370 people in there at the moment. And I'll deactivate you from the chat for an hour if you do that, because it'll just be really annoying. We won't be able to read other people's questions. So I'm going to do the quiz. Hopefully I think the question should be correct. I'm going to do the quiz, and after I ask the first question, I'm going to fill up a mug with coffee and put the kettle on. All right? Question 1. Go. Oh no, I accidentally plugged my laptop then. I got so keen, my laptop was unplugged. Here we go. Back. All right, the kettle's boiling. Let's see. We got some answers in here. Not sure about Burnt and Echo Williams. FPL Tom is 2 subscribers away from 13k. Right, that is absolutely insane. We need to go and watch FPL Tom. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got this for you. My very good mate FPL Tom is about to hit 13,000 subscribers. He's done it. He's done it. Go and subscribe to FPL Tom, by the way, ladies and gents, if you haven't already. Right, I put a link in. Can you hear that? I haven't got the audio. You probably won't be able to hear it. He's done it. He's done it. I don't think you can hear him. I'll try and... Hang on, can we sort that? Can you hear that?
second channel. It's just been, honestly, a whirlwind of emotions, roller coasters, all of that. So thank you very much. That was very technical.
Let's go. Thanks for letting me know about that.
There we go, 13k. I don't know what the subscriber count is doing here, but it's wrong, and is absolutely freaking out. But yeah, 13k. Thank you very much, guys. Like I said,
Go and subscribe to Tom. Links in the chat, by the way.
Let's move on to next season. Let's hope we can hit that 20k mark. That would be mental if we ever did that. So yeah, thank you very much. Massively appreciate everybody for hitting.
What legend? How good's that?
As always. And yeah, I'm very, very grateful.
Echo, sorry about the echo. Off. That must be unbearable. Right. First question, by the way, was Harvey Barnes. The answer was Harvey Barnes. So well done everyone that said Harvey Barnes. Sorry. FPL Tom is a really good mate of mine. I had to go and watch that. Apologies for the echo. Thank you for letting me know about the echo. That was probably unbearable. The answer is Harvey Barnes. So well done. Oh, it's still echo. Apologies. I've turned the other mic off. My bad. My bad. Sorry, guys. Should be gone now. Next question. I'm going to go and fill up my coffee mug now. We should be good now. Sorry about that. That was probably unbearable. Oh, we're back. We're back. We're back. Got my coffee. I need that. There we go. Happy Easter, everyone. Cheers. What are the answers saying? Oh, there's quite a common answer, isn't there? I'll tell you what, Liam, it does feel like a Sunday today. I don't know if everyone here is in I don't know if you call Britain a Christian country, but anyway, everyone here celebrates Easter. But here in the UK, we have Friday and Monday as like public holidays. So it's a long weekend for us here in Britain. And what was I going to say? It feels like it should be Sunday today because I had a day off yesterday. Time is it? It is 3 minutes past 9, mate. Yeah. Right. I've got my coffee. I'm going to reveal the answer. It's Jacob Murphy. So well done, everyone that said Jacob Murphy. Next question. So, who was, going into last week, who was the most transferred in player? Who was the most transferred in player last week? What do you reckon? Who was the most transferred in player last week? Answers are flying in. Thank you, everyone. We got loads of people in the stream. Thank you so much for joining. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave a like rating on the stream. That'd be fantastic. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the Golden Goal channel. It's completely free. And if you subscribe, you can take part in the chat. Pretty easy. Totally free. Happens, I think, almost instantly. Yeah, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate that. Okay, anyway, enough monologuing. The answer is Jacob Murphy again. So well done, everyone that said Jacob Murphy again, because he was indeed the most transferred in player last week. So well done. The next question. Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who is that silhouette of? God, I feel so much better after a few sips of caffeine. That's probably really bad. I feel a lot better for the caffeine there. It's starting to drop off a little bit. Oh, I need to check one more thing as well. So, Sport, by the way, this weekend has been absolutely mental for me. So, as most people might know, I'm a swimmer, and a couple of my teammates are what was I trying to say? Are competing at the Great British Nationals at the moment, and named John and Rebecca. They both had fantastic swims, and I think John might be swimming this morning as well. So I'm just going to check and see if John is up this morning, because I might. It'd be short. He's just doing the 50 fly, which is a short event. But I think he might be swimming this morning. So we're just going to have a quick look. Start list. There we go. When is the men's 50 fly? What's the day today? The 19th. Men's 50 fly heats. No, it's the 53 heats this morning. Okay. The 50 fly must be tomorrow then. Okay, it's tomorrow. All good. He'll be swimming tomorrow. Okay, the answer to this question, well done everyone that said it, is Marmouche. Maramouche, as FPL Tom apparently likes to call him. It is Marmouche. Well done everyone. Trying to get a bit of a beard going on like me, I reckon, this Marmouche guy. Anyway. Final question then of the quiz. Let us know how you're doing, by the way. Out of 5. Haven't asked that yet. Anyway. How many goals were scored last week in the Premier League? How many goals were scored last week in the Prem? Answers are flying in. Answers are flying in. Sorry, yeah, own goals count as well, by the way. It's just the number of goals that went in, basically. It does feel like it was ages. There's so much has happened in the world of football since the last FPL game week. I'll leave it up for another few seconds, and then we'll. The answer is 41. Now, I counted this 3 times. Once I got 42, and the other 2 times I counted it, I got 41. And then I counted it again, just to be sure, and I got 41. So I'm pretty sure that's 41. 41 goals. So well done everyone that said 41. Let us know, out of 5, what you got on the quiz. I'm going to send Tom a little WhatsApp saying congrats as well. I'm just saying congratulations to Tom. Yeah, thank you. 162 likes. That's absolutely incredible. That is absolutely incredible. Shall we do then? Shall we do some team reviews? I'm going to do 5. I'm going to take 5, just 5 from the chat. And I'm going to do 5 team reviews after I put a message in the chat. So the message will be as follows. I will review the first 5 teams to reply to that message. 5 only, and then I'm not going to do any more because there'd be too many. And I reckon we'll look at 5 teams. Bloody hell. We'll look at 5 teams, and then I imagine you'll see one that's quite similar to yours. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We're finishing at FPL Dream. I'm sorry for everyone that missed out, but I think that's that feels like a fair way of doing it. You know, the message and then letting you guys. I think that's the only fair way of doing it. So there we go. We'll just get draft toned up. Thank you everyone for being really nice in the chat and not spamming IDs all the time as well. I'm really grateful. That makes it so much easier. I'm sorry if you missed out. It is what it is. I'm sorry. I can't say anymore. I can't do everyone, I'm afraid. Adolfo Moreira. Let's go, bro. Have a look at this team. What do you need, brother? What are you looking at? 1 free transfer and bench boosting. Perfect, because I was going to ask you about that. You've got 2 apparently. Where have you used your other one? It will save your team as per last game week. So if you've already made a transfer, it won't show it here. But I think if I was making a transfer, I would do Palmer to Saka. Yeah, you've already done it. Palmer to Saka, and then I'd probably leave it. I just don't see I don't see a defender that you can afford that is worth moving Livramento for. So I just bench boost and get it done and just leave Livramento, mate. I know it sounds boring, but I don't think there's a transfer in there for you that's worthwhile. 183021. Interesting team there, Cortex. Are you bench boosting? I would assume you're going to try. Don't do mine. I'm on a free hit. Okay. Okay. Someone else has qualified then. Joel Goddard, you're in, bro. Nixie. You're probably not going to be able to afford it, to be fair. I was going to say Palmer to Saka, Gabriel to Saliba. But I think you're probably going to have to do Palmer to Saka, Gabriel to Kivior. And then maybe Savinio to Rogers, if you fancy it. That's probably what I'd do there, mate. Cameron. To be confirmed. Yeah, you're in a similar boat to me, bro. Are you bench boosting? I would assume so. I think you could hold on to your bench boost, you know. What would I do here? Double Brighton defence is fruity. I'd probably want an Arsenal defender in here. I'd probably do Palmer to Saka. That doesn't allow you to have an Arsenal defender, does it? I think I'd do Palmer to Saka, Estupinian to Ruben Diaz. My gut feel there. Palmer to Saka, Estupinian to Ruben Diaz. Cameron, is this Cameron's team? Let's just check. I've forgotten whose team I'm looking at. Yeah, this is Cameron's team. So FPL Dream was up next, and then Joel is our last one. 618308. Sorry if anyone's putting messages in the chat. I'm just looking at IDs at the moment. I can't read. I would do Savinio to Rogers. Savinio to Rogers. Livramento to Ruben Diaz. Yeah. Savinio to Rogers. Livramento to Ruben Diaz there, mate. Joel. Okay, you got to make a couple moves here. I would do Foden to Rogers, Gabriel to Saliba. Foden to Rogers, Gabriel to Saliba, bench boost, rest of the team's fine. Maybe consider Livramento to Ruben Diaz. Maybe, but I'm not massive on it. I'm not massive on it. Oh, yes, I remember that. Amanda, is Amanda, isn't it? Your ID is a bit flaky. Make sure to do yours. 2060. There we go. We got you this time. So I assume you're bench boosting. I would do Savinho to Rogers and Gabriel to Saliba, to be honest with you. That's what I'd do. And I think I'd captain Marmoush over Saka. I think I would. Sorry, we're done with team reviews now. For a little while. Because I've done 5. I've done 6 in that time. You've probably seen a team that's very similar to yours in those 6. I can almost guarantee it. There's no need to put your idea in the chat anymore. We've done 6 team reviews there. You've probably seen, let's be honest, you've probably seen a team that's similar to yours. Let's be honest. Your views on Ortega for the double, probably wouldn't bother with it, to be honest. Probably wouldn't bother with it. It depends who you're selling, I suppose, but I wouldn't... Yeah, I don't think I'd do it. What are the no's in the chat for? Is that about Ortega? Hope you're keeping well, by the way, Amanda. Everything's good? You in the pooch and all that? Oh, it's not your team. Oh, my God. Oh. How does this keep happening? You put it in the chat, did you? All right, let's have a look at that. I'm just reading your team. I think the team is fine, man. You don't need to do anything there. I don't know why that happened. It's really strange, that, isn't it? I really like the team you put in the chat. I've just read it. I really like it. I really like it. Did you have any specific questions about it? I guess if you're managering, you can't bench boost. But yeah. So I was just checking Twitter to see if he had a leak, but nothing yet. Yes, but not my team. Yeah, if you got any specific questions about that, your team. Honestly, I think it's great. I wouldn't do anything if it was me. Chris, I'm doing really well, mate. Thank you. I have been. I've had a couple of my friends who I train with who have been at the at Nationals this week. I swim in the lane next to a woman named Rebecca Guy, and she became on Thursday, the second fastest woman in Great Britain. And I swim with her 3 times a week. So I thought that was pretty cool. She dropped time between the heats and the final as well. I think she probably went a personal best. I'm not sure she's gone quicker than that before. So it's pretty amazing stuff. And yeah, pretty amazing stuff. So I saw that. And then I got another mate of mine, John Wood. He's 39 years old. He's probably one of the oldest athletes, and I'm not saying this as a diss at John, his age. Probably one of the older athletes there, and he swam at the Nationals. It's incredible. He had a really good swim. Did the 100 fly. One of, the 100 fly is really hard, and he smashed it. So yeah, a couple of my mates were at Nationals. That was really cool. She's been good, hasn't she, Chris? Yeah, she's mega. I swam with her in Swansea. Me and her went together to a meet in Swansea about a month ago, and both did a 50 freestyle. She was quicker than me. She always is, but it's really cool. And we also we train a little bit together because she is. I have like a really strong first 25 meters of a 50, and then I just die off. So we pretty much level peg for 25 meters. So we usually go like side by side in training. So we have a bit of competition, which is really cool. So yeah, there you go. I'll show you. There we go. We swam at the Welsh National Masters Championships together. I won a bronze medal for the 50 freestyle. That she won gold, and it wasn't even close. I'll show you. It wasn't even close, her race. I think she won by 3 seconds in a 50. I don't know if I've got the picture. Let's see if I've got it. I'm not sure I have it, you know. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. No, this is not going to work. But yeah, she won by basically 3 seconds. It was mega. Chris, I don't swim at national level, that's for sure. I just swim at masters, mate. I'm what you would call like an amateur, to be completely honest with you. I just love the sport. And I think it's really good for your lifestyle to lift and swim as a form of cardio. Yeah, PT will come back, definitely. I think he'll be fine to come back as well. He wants to do a 3-year cycle into the next Olympics rather than 4. So he's having an entire year off this year to like, I think he's in the pool, but he's not training that hard to keep himself like ticking over because he's building his like personal AP race company. But he'll be back. He's got the 50 breaststroke world record. I think he'll be back and competing at least in the 50 breaststroke. And how'd you got to qualify, mate? You got to hit the qualification time, basically. There's a set of qualification times that GB Aquatics list, and you have to do that time within the last 12 months to qualify for nationals, basically. He's tell you what, he's become a pretty well-rounded geezer, hasn't he, old Adam PT? Yeah. He's good. He's good. Harry's Army, I don't know about that. He is like when you watch him swim breaststroke, he has a stroke rate and a level of power that he gets from every stroke that no other athlete has ever possessed in history. It's absolutely mind-blowing. And when I try to swim breaststroke at that rate, I can barely match the rate, but I can't catch water at all. And he does both, and it's absolutely, he's magic, basically. But I think there will be, it's the way the world records work. They're there to be broken. There will be someone, I think they're probably alive now, that will beat his world record. And I mean this in no disrespect to Adam PT, but I think someone has been born already that will probably break that world record. And if there's anything you could say about PT, his swim speed is definitely the fastest that there's ever been. But his start, he's not the best starter. He doesn't have the best dive or underwater phase in the world. And if there was any way that someone could beat his world record, it's by going a lot quicker to 50 meters. We'll see, Harry's Army. I'm allergic to breaststroke myself. I'm terrible at it. So, yeah, my future son, if he's a breaststroker, fair play. And to be honest, if I were to have a child, I don't think I would force them to do swimming. I wouldn't want to force them to do anything, but I would want to make them... I'd want to make them do a sport. They can choose what it is, but I think if I had a child, I'd try and make them do a sport. Because I think it's just so good, isn't it? Like, you meet friends, get fit. The benefits are just endless. So, yeah, anyway. Wesley's at the dentist. I hope dentist goes well, mate. Tripled up on Arsenal. Stick with Burn. Yeah, stick with Burn. So, yeah, Dom. So, I don't float either, funnily enough. It's around your body composition. So if you have a little bit more body fat to you, you have more chance of floating. And this is not, I got to be, because this is just scientific fact, right? This is not me saying anything about, this could be taken the wrong way. but naturally, women have more body fat on their bodies than men do. Scientifically, that's factual. So when we go to training, etc., it's quite noticeable that some of the girls float a lot better than the guys. I just sink. My legs just sink. If I try and float on the top of the water, my legs just sink. And that's because I don't have any body fat on my body at all. And my body composition is different to other people's. So that's just what you tend to find about people who sink. And yeah, the water can help too. If it's really like salty water, I think you float a bit better. Rob, I'm trying to have a little bit of a goatee going on. I've got a bit of chin fluff as well. You can't really see it on camera, but yeah, I think it looks a bit more, makes me look a bit older than a complete baby face. So we're going for a little goatee. I don't know. I mean, you can tell me if it looks terrible. That's fine. Yeah, Chris, I think I'm going Ruben Diaz, but if I could get Kivior, I think I'd get him. It's good to see you, by the way, Rob. Daniel, what do you need, bro? Sar or Eze? I think I'd pick Sar, mate. I would. Oh man, you got to stop putting your idea in the chat. I'm gonna put you in a quick timeout, bro. We said no IDs in the chat. In it, Wesley, it was incredible. Both of them did amazingly. And now, like, I'm not on their level in terms of swimming at all, right? But to train with athletes of that caliber, I feel very grateful, and I've learned so much from them. You know, I've learned so much, and yeah, I'm very grateful to train with the group. I've got 2 free transfers, mate. Do we need Saka? I don't think he's a desperate need. You probably want him, but I don't think he's a desperate need. What are you? What's the context of that question? Assistant manager, I would probably go for the one manager with a double game week that I am not tripled up from their team, if that makes sense. Sar to Rogers for free? No, wouldn't do it. Abhishek, I used Draft Hound, but I have a premium membership to Draft Hound. So you will just see, I think, one game week's view of expected points, etc. Are you doing any transfers? Yes. I think I'm going to do Dan Burn to Ruben Diaz. But I don't see why I would want to do it now. Nice one, Cortex. I will be going to the gym relatively soon as well. Got another hour to go. Another hour of streaming to go, and then I'll be going to the gym as well. Chris Gray, what was your... you into swimming, are you? I didn't realise that. Reason you're watching British Champs means that you're really into swimming if you're watching that as well. Unless it's just been on iPlayer. I don't think I would, Maximus. I don't think I would. I don't think I'd do that. Don't know, Paul. Bit of swimming chat. That was about it, really. Why not Canate for Burn? Yeah, I'm not too sure. Don't know. I could do Canate, I suppose. I could. Also, I just look at the thing is why, because if whoever I buy, I have to have long term. And the fixtures post Game Week 34, when I'm free hitting, are Chelsea, Arsenal, and then the league title's wrapped up, isn't it? Oh, Harmony got the membership gift. How good's that? Mega. Just came into the chat and she got gifted a membership. How good is that? I don't think that could have gone any better for you, Paul. I think if Paul were to choose someone to get a membership, he'd probably pick Harmony, to be fair. Welcome to the club, Harmony. Marmouche is my captain. I was going to say Harmouche there because I was stuck on saying Harmony. How good's that? The one to watch today will be the men's 50 freestyle as well. Ben Pride's been out for a few weeks, so I guess we'll We'll see how he does today. Because, yeah, I'll be interested to see quite how fast Ben Proud can go in the final today. If he can go below 21.5, I think he's got potential to break world records in the next 3 or 4 years. I really do. And then we'll see what Matt Richards does as well. Because he went 47 point in the 100. Matt Richards has got a chance of going 47, 21 in 144. If he can do that in the same nationals, that's really impressive. Thank you, Dan Lynn, mate. That's very kind of you, man. Thank you for joining as a member and sending the super chat. Much appreciated, mate. I'll try and live up to that membership. Why not Cap Saka? Don't trust his minutes. What are your thoughts on bringing back Mbeumo? Yeah, I don't mind it. Kirkes and Byrne, who would you transfer in? Ruben Diaz, maybe. But maybe you just stick with him or bench boost later on. You can cancel the bench boost if you want. If we get a leak that Savinho is playing, possibly. Oh, I've forgotten how to say the name. Jugadins, something like that. Well done. I'm pleased for you. Are you going to go to the game? Are you able to go to the game? I've just spoken about Savinho. Yeah, if you're worried, I'd go. I think if you'd sleep at night if you went for Van Dijk. Totally, Chris. Yeah, there's so many different events. You can ask me. You can ask me if you're unsure. I'll try and tell you. Although I'm not that much of an expert. Please, can I have a member? Of course you can, my friend. 10502. I've already done team reviews, brother. We're nearly on 200 likes, are we? That's incredible. Thank you, everyone. I'll tell you what, we'll do more team reviews at 250. How about it? The reason that I'm a bit cautious to do any more is because, well, I think a lot of people got very similar teams. So you're watching team reviews of teams that are very similar to your own. I just don't, you know what I mean? I think I banned this guy and he's still come back asking for a team review. Well, I blocked him for like 5 minutes or something. What do you need, Lee? I've got your team on screen. What are your questions, bro? I would keep Glasner and do Gabriel to Saliba, Mr. Solver. That's what I would do. Yeah, the para swimming events are a bit of a cluster. They get scored on points. So it's points compared to the world record for their respective disability category. And quite simply, this might be a dodgy way of saying this, but in Britain, there are not like enough world-class para athletes to have multiple heats where they categorize them by disability, if that makes sense. So they put them together in the same final and then the results are worked out on points, which I think it's the only way of doing it, but it's quite unfair for the athletes that are slower because you can't really appreciate it when you're watching on camera. But if you're swimming in another swimmer's wash, like their wake, it really does slow you down. And I do feel for the slower athletes because they're slower because of their disability, not because they're like worse swimmers. They get disadvantaged because of that. But I don't think there's a way around it really. Otherwise, you're going to have like 10 heats of one swimmer, you know? And they probably want a race as well. They don't want to I would rather be in a bit of wake, but in a race than be on my own. So I think it kind of works out for the best. You went Clivert to Rogers and Milenkovic to Saliba. I like it, mate. Interesting that you've still got Mings in there, though. But I guess Mings has got a chance of some minutes, to be fair. I suppose you could do worse than that. I think I would have transferred out Mings rather than Milenkovic, but there you go. There you go. Oh, Nixie, I have no idea, to be honest with you, mate. 49k overall at the moment. 49,749. I haven't put my rank in the stream at all this week. Oh, no, it's below me, isn't it? I just don't know. I think we'll see how my rank changes as I use my chips this week. I think I just do Mings to Consa, mate. Or can you get to Ruben Diaz? Yeah, I consider Ruben Diaz as well. I think bread games, I would bring in Saliba for Livramento. The only thing I would say is, what do you make of Saliba's expected minutes? I'd ask the chat that. Chat, how many minutes do you think Saliba gets over this double? Do you think he's safe to start both games? Or do you think that Arteta will do you think Arteta will rotate him in one of the games? What do you think will happen? What's the league table looking like at the moment as well? Let's have a look at the league table. So yeah, they're in. I tell you what, they're not in the danger zone yet. But they can't just continue to throw games, can they? Because they're not too far off being out of it. And so I don't actually know the answer to this question. I probably should. But if Man United or Tottenham are still in the Europa League, whoever's still in the Europa League from England, if they win it and qualify for the Champions League, does that mean 6 teams from the Prem qualify? Or does that mean still 5, the winners of the Europa League do, and then it's the top 4? How does that work? Does anyone know? Saliba playing both. Lots of rest. Yeah, there's a little bit of mixed opinions. 6 teams. Okay, it does work out like that. Okay, so Arsenal are pretty safe then. But they can't just afford to chuck away games. Ollie, it's good to see you. Yeah, I mean, what's new with you? Anything to tell? There's so much been happening with me that I probably can't share a lot of it on stream either, to be fair. But I've been busy, let's say that much. Spirographer, mate. No, we'll do them when I say. I've got to put my team back up, haven't I? There we go. Would you get Bowen for Murphy? It depends if you're free hitting next week or not. Because Murphy's got Ipswich next. It could have been 7 if Villa won Champions League too. That's crazy, isn't it? Would you do Isaac Murphy Livra to KDB Wisser? No, I don't think I would. I don't think I would. Who should I swap out Gibbs White for? Rogers, if you can get him. You will free hit next week? I will, mate. I will be. El Parcero del Fantasy. What's up, dude? Saliba, Diaz, Murphy, Kivior, KDB, Livramento. I would say Saliba, Diaz, Murphy. Who are you considering, Sparrogford? Daniel Foon. I think I would do Savinio to Bowen, Luca Dean to Kivior. Actually, with that budget. Have to get him for a next team review, I reckon, Dan. That's a lot to Daniel. That's a lot to take in. I think so, Dazza. I think I'm going to do Burn to Ruben Diaz. Is Conser crucial? I don't think so. He's just there, mate. I don't think he's crucial. Oh, yeah. If you got Twitter, Holly, or Instagram, you can follow me on there, and I can let you know on there. I just don't think some of the information I'd rather not air to the complete public. It's just not necessary to. But yeah, lots been going on. I'll summarise it. I was meant to be having someone move into the spare room in this place last week, and then information came to light, and they will no longer be moving in. So yeah, that's what's been going on. But I'll give you a bit more detail if you're interested. My pleasure, man. It is a right headache, isn't it? Sometimes, one piece of advice I give you, sometimes is when you're unsure about making transfers, just don't make them. Like the team you showed me there is absolutely fine for this week. It's not like absolutely optimal, but it's also absolutely fine. So you don't like desperately need to make a transfer. That helps. If that helps. I'm just checking Twitter to see if we've had leaks. No leaks. No leaks. Cheers, Holly. Yeah, give us a shout. We could share our respective news. Yep, no worries, Daniel. Gabriel to Saliba or Guardiola? Oh. You know what? I would actually say Guardiola. Sounds mad, but I would. I think there's a chance that against Aston Villa he could play that inverted left-back position and do really well again. And I do think Saliba does play both games, but I think he could be rotated just given what Arteta's doing in the Prem at the moment. I think they need one more win to be safe in the Champions League pretty much, don't they? We got 350 people here at the moment. Absolutely crazy. Thank you everyone for joining the stream. I really appreciate it. That is mega. Thank you. Leave a like rating if you haven't already. Would you go KDB or Rodgers? Rodgers. Sorry, Finn. 2K overall. What are you thinking about, bro? Can't decide on my captain. I want to chase rank. Would you go Saka or Marmoush? Marmoush for me, mate. I think Saka's going to be the most popular captain, personally. I personally think Marmoush is better. Because I think he's going to get the minutes. I know, Burn's going to score it. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Fabianski to Areola, so I have 4 players playing on the bench boost. Yeah, I think that's worth it. I think that's worth it. I don't think so, Al Parcero, although I'm going to keep hold of... I think I'd just keep him. I think I'd only sell him to a double game week. Murphy or Bruno? Murphy. I'd be worried just in general about how Man United line up right now in the Premier League. I think it's really hard to trust. With what Amarim said about prioritising the Europa League, I wouldn't be sure as to what he's going to do. Fabianski, yeah. FPL 5, do it. For Burn, should I transfer in Canate or Ruben Diaz? I'm thinking of Ruben Diaz myself, mate. I'm just waiting to see if we get any more information. But I'm thinking of doing Ruben Diaz. Oh, sorry, I hit my phone there on the mic. Oh, we haven't done my score predictions yet. I prepped a load of content. I haven't done it yet. Here's me score predictions. So I've gone Brentford beating Brighton 2-1. I think Brighton just... No, not been that good this season. Crystal Palace, Bournemouth. Bournemouth not in great form at the moment. I've gone 2-2 in that game. Man City, I think they win 3-1 against Everton. West Ham, So my score predictions do not align to my FPL transfer decisions either. Anyway, I've got West Ham beating Southampton 2-0, Villa Newcastle 2-2, Fulham Chelsea I've gone 1-1. I think Arsenal beat Ipswich 2-0. I think Wolves beat Man United. I think they win 3-1. I've got Liverpool beating Leicester 4-0. 3-1 for Forest against Spurs. 2-2 between City and Villa. So I think Villa have 2-2 draws this week. I think it's fair. Then I've got Arsenal drawing 1-1 with Crystal Palace. That's my thoughts. Let us know. Let us know what you make of that. Those are my predictions. That's my predictions. Sorry, again, I was just checking if we had any leaks. I've not seen anything. Hope Rico Lewis starts. Yeah, we'll see. The Mighty Wolves worth a -4 hit. 8 Norwich. No, I wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. I think Man United's a good fixture. Marino, he's decent. Captaincy is as hard as ever. That's my call, Ben. That's my call. What's your gut telling you? Also, I haven't checked this yet. What's the poll saying? 1,195 votes on the poll. That is interesting. Thank you, everyone, by the way. This stream has been incredible. We have so many people in it. I'm very grateful. 64% of the 1,196 have gone for Marmoush as captain. So, there you go. There you go. How correct are, mate? I don't track. I don't know. I don't think anyone can be accurate with predicting the outcome of football games. It's why I don't do betting on football, because there's so many variables that can happen in the game that it's impossible to predict. Outcomes of a football game are reliant on 30 potential players, because there could be 30 players involved in a game. So there's 30 variables there. You've got the weather, the pitch, the referee, there are so many variables in football where it's so hard to predict football. It's so hard to predict. That's why FPL is so fun, because no one can really predict the outcomes, you know? The spin the wheel just said Captain KDB. Interesting. Well, there you go, Harmony. Got to be done. I would captain Marmoush, mate. I wouldn't make a captaincy decision based on climbing the leaderboard, to be honest. I'd pick the player this week you think is going to score the most points. I really do. I think, and the reason I say this is because FPL is played over 38 weeks. So I think there is a skill element amongst those 38 weeks. So I think FPL there's skill to picking the right players, and then luck to propel you to the top ranks, right? So I don't really have a percentage, but I think there's luck and skill that come into FPL. And I think the skill element is how consistently do you finish in a top place. Like, if you finish in the top 100k pretty much every season, I'd say you're a good FPL player. That's kind of my barrier, I reckon. Because over 38 game weeks, I think there's enough of your decisions that skill comes into it. Areola or Sales? Who is Sales, bro? You've typed in a typo multiple times. I'd say Areola, but I'm gonna. You don't have to. Don't have to spam the chat, my bro. What are we gonna do? X.com. That was it. See if we got any more leaks. And I'm also gonna do my fan team out as well, because I need to do my fan team too. Some people might be interested in that if they play it as well. Where's fan team? I think I'm gonna have to do it on my phone actually. Oh. Sales, we got FPL Booner in the chat. Sales or marketing? No, I don't do either, mate. I'm probably better at marketing, I suppose. I don't know. I have no idea what that question was related to, though. Oh, is it the guy saying sales, right? Instead of sales. My apologies. Being a YouTuber, half the game is like being a marketer, I suppose. So that's why I said marketing. Should I bench boost if it's for Bruggen, Murphy, Kirkes, and Byrne? Honestly, I've got a pretty cynical view on the bench boost, but I think I've been playing FPL for like 5 or 6 years now. And I don't think the bench boost has ever gone well for me in 5 or 6 years. So I would not bother. I just use it, mate. Get it done. You've got those, and the thing is, the position you're in at the moment, you've got 4 players there who will definitely play. Whereas you don't know where you're going to be later on in the season with your bench, do you? Let's be honest. So I'd keep with it. Ollie, it was great. It was great to meet you in Greg's, man. Thank you very much. Sorry if I seemed a little bit, I don't know. I forgot to ask for your name because I was so tired that morning. I barely slept the night before. I remember just feeling really groggy. That's why I went to Greg's and got a coffee, funny enough. But yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you too, man. I hope you're keeping well. Do you live, we won't say where we live, you don't have to, but do you live in the area as well? Or were you just around for a fleeting visit? Isaac to Watkins. If I will free hit in 34. No, I keep Isaac. Keep Isaac. Yeah, I'm with you, Ben. You need to write an article about Bristol City and our manager, by the way. There's a narrative there for you. It's just something to note. Can't decide between Saka and Yarmouth. I go for Great Yarmouth, mate. No, I would go for Marmouche. I know what you're trying to say. I'd go Marmouche. I really do think Marino is going to haul. Fair enough. Any doublers worth hits? Yeah. You're going to have to go specific, though, I think. We love that, Ben. The manager has had a pretty incredible time of it this year. He lost his son earlier on in the season as well. Yeah, he's done really well. We are flying. I just hope we get. I just want some enjoyable football games. Ollie, I would definitely be up for that, mate. If you give us a shout on Twitter, Instagram, just get in touch, man. The only thing I would say is, and this is because there's another chap in the chat as well, Duncan, who I've been promising to meet up with, and another guy who I met as well, Jake. It's not that I don't want to meet up with people. It's that honestly, man, my life is so busy at the moment that I struggle for time. So please don't be offended if I can't make dates or whatever, because it's really hard to squeeze everything that I do in my life together, and I struggle to make those kinds of things at times. I'd love to do that one day, mate. Just keep in touch, man. Please don't be offended if I'm too busy quite a lot of the time, though, because I just am. I'm doing a lot at the moment, juggling quite a lot of things. One of the first things I do when I get back to the UK is a Greg's sausage roll. Love it, mate. There's also, Ollie, if you're interested in like making some FPL friends, if you DM me your phone number on like Twitter or Instagram, I'm in a WhatsApp group, but I'm too busy to use it. But it's like an FPL community based around the southwest of the UK. But like, they're all lovely people. I just don't have time to really partake in it. So if you wanted to like link up with other FPL folk, mate, I can get you involved in that if you wanted. They're an absolutely lovely bunch. I just don't have the time to. I don't have the time to see them, unfortunately. But yeah, if you want to make some FPL friends, mate, just give us a shout. They're lovely people. Bit off topic question. Do you think there will ever be a change in players? I don't know, man. I don't think so. The one thing I would say is bonus points are still a little bit. I think they need to make bonus points more factual, if that makes sense, in FPL. So like bonus points for tackles and stuff like that. Ida, my pleasure. Worth it to go Savinio to... I like it when people use my name because it doesn't actually say what it is on the channel. So that's pretty cool. Worth it to go Savinio to Rogers. Yeah, I think I would do that. I'm a really safe FPL manager, mind, but I think I would do Savinio to Rogers. What's up, Adam? Reckon Savinio to Bowen for a -4 is a good shout. No, I think if I had to take a hit, I think I'd stick with Savinio. Stick with Savinio and take the chance. I don't think I'd sub him. I don't think I'd transfer him out for a hit. I'd do it for free, but I wouldn't do it for a hit. No worries, Ollie, mate. No worries, my man. Who doesn't love a Greg sausage roll? Ask Biddy. We do love one. I do like a Greg sausage roll, but they're especially good when they're fresh. You know, when they've been sitting on the shelf for like more than half an hour, they're not quite as good as when they're fresh out of the oven, you know? Steed, this is my thoughts on the assistant manager, right? I don't think it'll be a chip next season because I scored 54 points from my assistant manager chip this season. And I don't know about you guys, but I think that's way too powerful for a chip. Like 54 points is a season-changing chip, and I don't think it's worth it for that. I think it breaks the game. I really do. It's got the potential to break the game. So for me, I think they go one of two ways. They either make the assistant manager a permanent feature of the game. It's just a thing that you have to pick every week. Or they just get rid of it. That's how I think it will play out. And I don't know. I don't think I'd be massively against having to pick a manager in your FPL team. Because everyone would have to do it. It'd add a little bit more to the game. I don't absolutely hate that, but likewise, I don't hate how the game is currently, if that makes sense. I think the one major change they need to make is complete openness about price changes and bonus points. Those are the two things that they need to really knuckle down on, I think, and make. I think bonus points need to be more simple, and I think price changes need to be open as well. There needs to be like an FPL, a Premier League owned price prediction tool, I think. Or an unlimited budget chip would be pretty cool. But again, I think that would break the game. I think it's too powerful. But I guess if everyone has it, you know what I mean? And if you do it, if it's over 1 week, I guess there's less variables, I suppose. Yeah, I agree, El Parcero. I think tackle bonus is really good because it allows for defensive midfielders to become valid picks. Because at the moment, no one's picking defensive midfielders in FPL. And it'd be really nice because I think it would then open up the game. And completed passes would be really good as well. I think assists are always going to be a mystery, though. In some cases, it's so subjective that I just don't think you're ever going to get to the bottom of that. I'd go Bowen over Odegaard. So assists are always going to be dubious. I don't think you can fix that because that's like a fundamental issue of the game. But yeah, I think passes completed and successful tackles and stuff like that, if that's worth bonus points, I think it makes the game more interesting. Sorry, guys, just responding to a message. Blimey, Chanda, have you seen how quickly my chat's going, mate? Christ, man. I'm sorry. I can't. Bro, I've got 400 people in it. I can't respond to every message. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry I missed out on your message. My apologies. I can't get to them all. What's your bench looking like, Holly? What's your bench looking like? You saw me in boots. Mate, don't hide. I don't know what you look like. I see a white profile picture on YouTube. So, I mean, you hiding from me, I have no idea what you look like, mate. So there's no need to hide from me, first of all. And I don't know. I think I'm pretty friendly. Just come up and say hello if you want. But likewise, if you don't want to say hello, that's totally cool. It's not like I'm a celebrity or I'm just a regular geezer, mate. Just come and talk to me if you want. I do sometimes get a little bit flustered when someone comes up and talks to me because it doesn't happen very often. So, yeah, just forgive me if I do look a bit flustered. But, yeah, come up and say hello. Totally cool. You'll make my day doing it as well. It's really nice to meet people in real life. Consul Murphy. I'd always pick an attacker every day of the week. If I still have triple captain, probably not, mate. It's all right, Ollie. I got you, man. I got you, bro. I can't really share. It would feel wrong to share where I live on a live stream with 400 people in it, but I understand. Was he buying hair gel? And I don't. You know what, Harmony? Fun fact: I don't actually use hair gel. I did for like nearly 2 decades of my life. I used hair gel, but now I can get my hair to look like this with just a hairdryer. There you go. No product used. Although I do have it somewhere. I use like powder for a bit of time as well. I'd go Rodgers over Conser, mate. I'd always pick an attacker. Rodgers over Conser feels like almost a stupid question in my mind, mate. I think the answer to that is blindingly obvious. Oh, mate, Disassi. Yeah, I'd get rid of him. Oh, yeah, that's another change I'd make. I would make the deadline the kickoff of the first game. I agree. Jim, no idea, mate. No idea. Eze or Alanga, I'd go Eze. Bloody hell, the chat's going mental. We've got 418 people in here at the moment. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. If you haven't already, please leave a like rating. I'd really appreciate that. Yeah, man, I don't think there's... That's the thing. Someone in a time zone always gets screwed over by the deadline, whatever happens. I feel very grateful that I was born and raised in Britain where the Premier League happens, I suppose, for it. And there's no... Unfortunately... I wish I could say something to make it better, but there isn't. You know, someone's always going to fall victim to time zones with FPL deadlines. It's just the way it works. How many likes have you got on the stream? I can't see it at the moment, but we got 400 people in here. So leave a like rating if you haven't already. The best midfielder for under, I think it's Rodgers. Yeah, Rodgers. Rodgers or Murphy. 5 minutes, yeah, it makes sense. 240 likes. Let's see if we can do 300. 300 likes. That'd be amazing. Darwin for captain. No. I think Holly must be a bit behind on the stream there. It's a decent bench, yeah. I mean, it's the same as me, pretty much. I am thinking of doing Dan Burn to Ruben Diaz, though. That's my only thing. Can burn to Diaz. I'm intrigued to hear about your dramas as well. Triple cap, or how you've been busy. Triple captain Marmoush or Saka? Oh. It depends. Do you think you'd want to use your triple captain in Gameweek 36? Because if the answer to that is yes, use it in 36. If it's no, just use it this week on whoever you think the best captain is. I think you could do a lot worse this season than triple captain in Marmoush this week. He's a nice differential triple captain, I think, is Marmoush. My bench boost is active, bro. This little blue line is the bench boost. Is well and truly active. What are your thoughts on Diaz? Yeah, I think Diaz, if Akanji plays, I don't think it, my personal opinion, I don't think it impacts Diaz's minutes because it pushes Guardiola to left back. But the thing that does concern me is that both Akanji and Kuzanov are back. Could Kuzanov play right back? I don't know. I don't see how Ruben Diaz gets dropped at the moment. I don't think he's done enough to be dropped. Rashford or Rodgers? I would have Rodgers. Rodgers over Rashford. All right, I've got to be careful not to share that. Okay. I've just seen your message, Amanda. I will sort that out after the stream. Greetings from Colombia, my friend. Or greetings to Colombia. And yeah, I'll catch you later, man. 2 Newcastle players on the bench. Brother, look at my team. That's your answer. Clivert to Elanga or Murphy? I'd go Murphy. Pep is Pep and we'll just drop them. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I would agree with you, Abby. Duncan, good to hear from you, man. I'll be in your area this afternoon. I've got to go to Cribs Causeway, do a bit of shopping. So I'll be passing through. It's good to see you, mate. Rashford or Mbumo? I'd go Rashford. Or would I? Would I go Rashford? No, I'd probably say Mbumo. I also really like Bowen, mate. I really like Bowen too. Ryan, we certainly can. Thank you for your super chat, my friend. Have a quick look at it for you. I would do João Pedro to Marmoush. Are you on your bench boost this week? Would be my other question. But yeah, I would do João Pedro to Marmoush. And to be honest, I would bench boost this team. I'd do João Pedro to Marmoush and bench boost. That's what I'd do here, mate. I don't think I'd sell Saka. Actually, I'm gonna sort your thing out now, Amanda. I'll put in a message, Amanda, if you're there. Don't have another transfer spare. Oh, okay. Makes sense then. Makes sense. You are. She is definitely behind. Have you got any plans to release an FPL-inspired cryptocurrency coin? No. I'm a bit of a crypto skeptic. I think the only one that's worth its weight is Bitcoin because you can actually like buy things with it. But the rest of it, I think, is just all dodgy. And I think I've passed. The boat has passed for me in Bitcoin, to be honest with you. I'd rather just buy the S&P 500, I think. If you have triple captain, not that I'm here to give financial advice, of course, but yeah, you asked me a question. Dan Burn coins. I rate that. If Dan Burn scores, actually no, because he's not going to be in my team. Yeah, anyway, if Murphy scores a hat-trick, I'll do a Jacob Murphy coin. How about that? Sean Marmouth has not scored or assisted in away games. Oh yeah, I'm not worried. Don't care. And the reason I've not captained Saka is because I don't trust his minutes. Bowen or Rashford? I think I'd say Bowen. I think I'd give it to Bowen. Big damn Burn dollar, indeed. Plan moves. Adam, I think I've got 2 free transfers. I think I'm going to do Burn to Ruben Diaz. I think. -4 to remove Burn? Absolutely not. I'm not even sure if I want to do it for free yet. I haven't committed to it. Savinho or Rashford? I would say Rashford would be my preference. I think the minutes are similar and Rashford will take pens when he's on the pitch. I think I'm going Salah captain this week. I don't fully trust City to beat Everton and I don't trust Saka's minutes. Fair enough. Although I would say City don't need to beat Everton for Marmoush to do well. Just saying. Trossard, I think Trossard could be a good shout, actually. He's someone that no one's mentioned who I think could be quite good. I'm just going to use one of my frees, I think. I'd rather keep hold of my transfers to deal with the blank in 37. I reckon Everton can fully well get a clean sheet v City. Interesting. I don't think they will. Is taking a -4 to go from Livramento to Kivior on bench boost valid? Possibly, yeah. Possibly. I think there's potentially 2 clean sheets there for Arsenal. Yeah, I might do it. I might consider that. Yeah, I'm in the same position, Savakostic. I'm thinking of doing Burn, who is basically the same as Livramento. I'm thinking of doing him to Diaz. But if I didn't have cash in the bank, I think I'd just leave him. Ryan, he could be, but I'm not sure how long Edison's going to be out for. And Man City goalkeepers are just hateful to own in FPL. I probably wouldn't do it. I think I'd rather have Areola for his single, to be honest. Murphy to Rashford for free or save the transfer? I'd save the transfer, mate. I was in a similar position and I don't think I'm going to do it anymore. I know I said it on my team selection video, but I don't think I'm going to do it anymore. I'm allowed to change my opinion as well, I think. I said that on the team selection. I might change my opinion and I think I have. If we get a leak, KDB starts, does he then become not for me? Because then that doesn't mean he's going to start the next game. And I just don't trust. I don't trust his minutes or his injury record. I will be free hitting next week, Adam. I will be. I will have a free hit draft out on Sunday afternoon as well. So be prepared for that. I think free hits can be quite easy though, to be honest. There's only going to be a few teams you can pick from. What do you think of transfer Murphy and Burn to Kudus? No, I don't like it. You're chasing double game week pointlessly there. I don't think Concer's worth it if you're using free transfers. I picked him on a wild card, and I don't think Kudus has been very good this season. A lot of people have said that. Love it, Ollie, mate. I'll give you a follow back, man. Cheers, my dude. Are you streaming until 3 p.m? No. I'll stream for another quarter of an hour, half an hour, and then I'm going to the gym. I've got a challenge today, by the way. I'll show you. I talked about this earlier. So I think it's a big challenge for me. Big challenge. But the gym I go to on a Saturday with my mates has got... I'm going to give away my location. Hey, I don't care. There's only 400 people in here. It's got a car in it with a deadlift bar. And I'm going to have a go on this. See if I can lift the car. It's like it's almost like a trap bar in terms of the handles. And I've done 180 kilos on a trap bar before. It's a Ford Fiesta. They stripped out the interior. You just lifting the back wheels off the ground. I reckon that's about 160, 170 kilos. I'm gonna try and lift the car today. How cool is that though? That there's a place where you can lift the car. So I'm gonna try that today. That's what I'm doing next. I need to transfer out Murphy. Already got Sarr and Rogers. What do I do? And I'm definitely not the strongest person in the world, that's for sure. 170 is probably nothing compared to others. I would not transfer out Murphy, Harry. Quite simple. Same position as me, Harry. I wouldn't do it. Cheers, Andy Burton. Let's see if we can get 500 viewers in. We're on 494 at the moment. 494. That is pretty mega. Thank you. I think Wan-Bissaka will be fine. Cheers, Rob. We'll see. I'll probably die on my ass and not get it off the ground. Cheers, Erling. What a great name. Sorry, Abby, I missed that message tonight. I think I'd roll it. To Bosley to Rashford. What does the chat think of that one, actually? If anyone in the chat's there, can you help Abby? Would you do Bosley to Rashford or not? I'm not sure I'd do it. Do some physics homework. Well, I don't know how to do the physics homework, mate. I've just made a guesstimate that it's about 170 kilos to lift the car, I reckon. Get a picture if you lift it. Yeah, my face will be red. The engine is in the back of the car. Mate, it's a Ford Fiesta. The engine is almost definite. Oh, and the Mini. I think the engine's in the front, unless they changed it. But yeah, the engine in the Fiesta is definitely in the front. It's just a Ford Fiesta, mate. Great cars, by the way, the Ford Fiesta. My sister got done for lifting a car. Interesting. You paused. I didn't pause check ChatGPT. I can't remember what I paused for. Fabrizio, I have no idea on Luca Dean. The thing is with Luca Dean, he is one of the biggest trolls in FPL history, so I'm not sure I'd pick him. Not sure there's been any significant news at FPL Amateur. Not sure there has. Also, by the way, I cannot believe that Ford have stopped making the Fiesta either. Like, why would you stop that car? It's amazing. There's so many Ford Fiestas about in Britain. They're such a good car. And like, if any of my mates, I've answered this, been asked this a few times because I'm quite into cars. Like all of my friends who have been in a bit of a hole where they needed a car, they were like, "What do you reckon I should get?" And I just say, my answer is Ford Fiesta every time. They just tick all the boxes. And if you want a fun one, you just get an ST. They're great cars. They drive really well as well. Ford, I'm going to get really car nerdy here. But Ford they are absolute magicians when it comes to the suspension and chassis setup on like their average cars. Because like a Focus and a Fiesta drive really well. Arguably, they drive better than a lot of their more expensive like German counterparts. They're magicians at engineering a suspension and chassis. Why does the Ford Fiesta tick no boxes? I don't get it. Why not? I also know that in Australia there's a massive General Motors versus Ford rivalry as well. So maybe you're into General Motors. You just can't beat a Fiesta, in my opinion. They're perfect. Anyway, I'll stop talking about cars. People are probably bored about that. Bro, I have a real problem with how big cars have gotten nowadays as well. Why do you need a big car? Unless you've got like 7 people in your family, you don't need a big car, in my opinion. And even then, just get like I just get an estate rather than like an SUV. The only one I can sort of understand is a Range Rover, because they're like driving a yacht. I quite like the thought of a Range Rover, but I don't get why you need big cars. I just don't get it. You don't need a big car though, do you? You don't. That's just my opinion. Everything that like, because do you drive off road all that much in Australia? I don't think you probably don't, do you? Yeah, estates are so much better. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about FPL now, Kurt. I've got the bench boost left, using that this week. I've got the free hit left, and I'm using that next week, and then that's all my chips done. Should I spend a free transfer to get Rodgers? I think that's the only situation where it could be worth doing. But if you're free hitting next week, I'd buy Rodgers. If you're not, I'd stick. I want an Alpine too. Yeah, I agree. They look really good. I had so my previous car was a Toyota GT86. And the only reason I got rid of it is because I wanted something a little bit more comfortable. And it had done nearly 100,000 miles. And whilst it was still really reliable and mechanically okay, I just knew that at that age things would start going wrong. But honestly, I'm yet to drive a car that comes close to how a GT86 feels to drive. Unfortunately, like car companies now are focusing on like brake horsepower output and 0 to 60 times rather than how the car actually feels to drive. That's something I would say. The GT86 and Alpine are one of few cars where the manufacturer has not focused on BHP and 0 to 60 times, but focused on how the car feels to drive. Should I start Murphy or Isaac? Isaac. Kivior, Rodgers, Diaz, Marino. Kivior and Rodgers for me. I think that's almost 95% sure that's the right way to play it. Ollie, how many are we on at the moment? How many are we on at the moment? And also, Range Rovers are the most stolen car in the UK at the moment. I think if you live in London, you can't even insure one. We're on 279. If we do 300 likes on the stream, I'll be very happy with that. Thank you, everyone. Morning, Gio. Hope you're keeping well, mate. What do you think about Mbumo? Yeah, I like him. I like him. The only thing for me is Brentford could be a little bit on the beach towards the end of the season, is all I'd say. Excuse me, that was a horrible noise. Apologies, guys. Hi, Tom. I ended up transferring Foden to Saka instead of Palmer to Saka. Do you think it's worth... I think I'd keep Palmer at this point. It depends what series of Land Rover you're talking about. I don't think you could fix a brand new Range Rover with a welder and some metal, mate. XR2 Fiesta, that's pretty cool. I wonder what they're worth nowadays. They're probably quite expensive. I'd still say the GT86 is the best car I've ever driven, but I just couldn't live with it anymore every day. Hi, I'm new to the channel. Got 3 free I could see, man. Going to transfer injured Gabriel to Kivior. I'm bench boosting. Yeah, Rodgers over Murphy could be worth it. It just depends on when you're free hitting. If you're free hitting next week, then I'd do it. But if you're not, I'd stick with Murphy because he's got Ipswich next week. Do I play Evan Nilsson? For me, I just stick Isak in, mate. You got any news on the Man City team? Let's have a look. Right, Amanda, I'm not just making sure I'm not screen sharing your phone number. No, we're all good. I'm going to put your number in the chat. I'm not going to read it out either. There we go. Right, I'll put it in the chat, Amanda, if you're still there. I did that. Data protection at its finest. No one's the wiser. Yeah, you're right, John. You're right. You can put one in, though. You could do something with the storage situation. Not really, Michael, because the reason Bradley was on my radar is because I personally didn't believe that Trent would play for Liverpool again, but now Slot has come out in his press conference and said Trent is going to be on the bench. So if you're going to put him on the bench, that means you want him to play again. So I thought, if Trent walks out onto the pitch at Anfield, what's the reaction going to be like? And that just made me think, surely he can't play for Liverpool again. Should I sell Watkins to Isak? No, I'd stick with Watkins this week, mate. You don't need to spam the chat. What about Burn to Lewis? No. No, not worth it. Yeah, exactly. I think Trent's going to play again, so that makes it tough. Lewis B, the Sunderland fan. Sorry about the result yesterday, bro. I already sold Savinho to Rodgers for safer minutes. Yeah, I think it's the right move, mate. They haven't changed Land Rovers since the 50s. Well, that's not strictly true because the Discovery gets changed all the time. The Land Rover Defender is different. So the one they use in the army is the Defender, which they don't make anymore. They don't make the Defender anymore. They've got a new one. We all know you just Google what the new Defender looks like. They're all urban vehicles. That's what they are. That's their market, which is fine. Also, I think Donald Trump's tariffs are they're not great for Land Rover because they sell a lot of their products in America. And now I think he's made Range Rovers, 20% or something more expensive in America. So I think that's going to have a bit of a negative impact on their sales. I'm in a Mitsubishi 2024 Outlander. Fair enough, mate. Can't really go wrong with a Japanese car either, to be fair. Rashford to Martinelli. I prefer Trossard if I were to pick an Arsenal mid, I say. Sal Savino and Livramento and Williams to Ruben. Oh, no. I like the second one. Nugiball, because I guess might be just because I'm really into cars, but I just find Teslas a bit boring. I like having a combustion engine in a manual gearbox and rear-wheel drive. Yeah, I like Trossard. He's not been mentioned much. I would say I actually prefer Trossard to Rashford now in my mind. I don't like Savinho all that much because I just don't know what minutes he's going to play, unfortunately. Sorry, I zoned out then for a second. I've been live for 2 hours and 40 minutes, so apologies. 2 hours and 40 minutes. Wow. I think we might have to end things soon because I'm running out a little bit of energy. 2 hours and 40. That's absolutely flown by. I'm gonna switch screens if that's all right. And for the last like 10 minutes or so, we'll do non-FPL chat, and then I'm gonna sign off if that's all right. Because yeah, I've been live for 2 hours and 40 minutes. When am I doing my move? When's the deadline? 13:30. I think I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait another couple hours. I'm gonna set an alarm actually. I'm gonna set a 1 p.m. alarm. Actually, a 12:30 alarm to check FPL. Check FPL. Diaz or not. 12:30 alarm is set. Guy will talk about cars but not answer FPL questions. No, I wouldn't do those moves that you're thinking. Those moves, mate, I think I ignored that question because it's absolutely crackers in my opinion, mate. I would not do that. There you go. What about Marino? Yeah, he could be good. Don't know what more to say. I think we'll probably finish in the playoffs. I don't know if we'll win the playoffs. They're a lottery, mate, I think. Once you get to the playoffs, I just don't know. I fancy our chances against anyone on our day, but we can be a little bit up and down as a team in Bristol City. A little bit up and down. I just think they're a bit boring, Sander Opton, to be honest. I think they're a bit boring. There's a lot of them in the Bristol where I live as well. I quite like a under-the-radar rare car as well. It's interesting you say that, but Bristol City have beaten both Sheffield United and Sunderland this season. Oh, sorry, we got a draw against Sheffield United, to be fair. We should have beaten them in that game. I think we've matched up well against all the other teams in the playoffs, except for Coventry. We've not beaten Coventry yet this season, have they? I want an AC Ford Cobra. Nice, mate. If I won the lottery, I think I'd have multiple cars. There's not one car that would satisfy me completely. I need to have like 5, I think. I have 9 doublers plus Salah and Foden. I think it deserves to take a hit on Foden or play with Isaac and put Foden on bench. Yeah, if you're not bench boosting, I just bench Foden and play Isaac. Or from this week, I prefer Bowen, but from a later week, I'd probably say Mbumo. Really tough. If you're buying someone this week, I'd go for Bowen. I think I'd go for Bowen. Right, I think I'm going to end things soon. I've got 30 more seconds in me, and then I'm going to go to the gym, if that's all right. We're going to find someone else to tune into as well. Let's see if anyone else is live. 6,700 on this deadline stream. Absolutely mental. I'm so grateful. Thank you very, very much. Let's see if anyone else is live. Who else is live? Live? Anyone live for a deadline stream? Yes. FPL, the English. You won't be able to hear him. But here he is. Go and say hello. We've got 327 people in here. If you want to catch an FPL deadline stream to keep you ticking over, the lovely FPL English Aussie is live now. I can see we've got a few viewers from my stream that have already headed over. Go and say hello. Tell him I sent you. I'll be very grateful. I'll be very grateful. Right. That's me done. Chat has been signed out. Well, it's not gone all the way around. We're going to stay there.